Welcome, gentlemen, to the last best of 3 series of the Division S Crucible. 3 matches. We already covered 3 games, 2 winner bracket semifinals, 1 loser bracket semifinal. So we've now seen 3 teams advance to play in the second season of Division S. And today we're looking at the second loser bracket semifinal, where Disgusting goes up against Go Next. And especially Go Next, we've already observed in the winner bracket. They were not successful there, so here they have another shot. But let's introduce the players first. On the left side, Disgusting, with Lavakal on Li Ming, Birch on Diablo, Sartuas on Blaze, Rutek on Ana, and Etrax on Greymane. Fury for the red team on Garrosh. We have Ultralisk on Alarak, Sky on Malfurion, Sir Ice Cream on Leoric, and Kelvin is playing Junkrat. And Diablo goes down pretty much immediately, hugs that little pill. Okay, so much for that ragdoll. Someone really hates Diablo, apparently. But yeah, with that said, this is another one of these all-or-nothing matches. If you make it, then you are in the second season of Division S. If you, on the other hand, lose, then you are out of the competition for those Division S slots. And at this point, it seems like the second kill is going to come in. Yep, Greymane is down as Junkrat takes the easy kill right there. Not looking too great here. So the opening, fantastic for the red team. And I have my own personal theory as to why that is. If you call your team Disgusting and you don't play with false stat, then you're definitely doing something wrong. I mean, you have to embrace the meme if you're already going for this. So I'm not quite sure if Disgusting stands just for perfect false stat plays and the bird was banned out, or if instead it's just a comment on their own playstyle. But either way, at this point we're having item focus from Go Next, focusing onto the healing camp instead of going for the turret camp immediately. So they're making a bit more of an aggressive move, and still can grab their own one down at the bottom of the map. As the Ice Cream is getting attacked here, and Greymane wants the kill and gets it. And in this case, there was no Drain Hope available anymore, so that was a bit of an issue. And again, so Ice Cream still one of the best names in Heroes of the Storm, for sure. I mean, that nickname is just absolutely fantastic. And again, is a little bit of an homage onto the Ice Cream conspiracy that I've been talking about. And in case you've never heard this, I might just like to reiterate this real quickly. It's actually quite simple. You might have heard that Ice Cream actually has calories, and it is a lie. Ice Cream, it's a conspiracy from the government. Ice Cream has no calories. It's just flavored water at the end of the day, right? And the only reason why the government is telling you that ice cream has calories and that it is unhealthy is simply because if you think that, if you actually believe that shit, then you eat less ice cream. And that means that they have more ice cream for themselves. It's an ingenious ploy, and you've grown up with it from, yeah, a very young age on. So they've been lying to you your entire life. But thankfully, you're listening to KhaldorTV, and this is where we uncover the cruelest conspiracies that have ever been thrown at you from the government. So there you go. But with that said, we also have negatively charged on level 4 for Alarak, just as we focus on the game a little bit for a second. So we're actually going to look at stacks a little bit later on in the game. Now again, as this is obviously casted from replay, since I was not able to commentate the tournament live, I was at the time attending a wedding in Germany as the best man. Yeah, so we have to rely on Blizzard's UI right now. Can't use the proper UI. That makes it a bit easier for us to actually keep track of baseline quests and stacks in general. But we'll definitely have a look at it later on in one way or another. But as the first objective pops up, it's not only the stacks that we have to focus on, there's an advantage in talents for the red team. And that's something that is really impactful for the first objective. So right now, they're starting to make the move. Level 7 is now ready for both teams, but that early start and the HP that they could take down was actually really important, and all of a sudden there's another kill coming in against Blaze. Gets body blocked into oblivion, and that's 3 kills against 1, with Diablo running away again. And once again, they're just kicking the ragdoll around. I mean, the entire time here. Diablo is a bit... I mean, yeah. If you have a Diablo skin that makes you look like a Tide Pod, then you know that something is just absolutely wrong there. There's nothing terrifying about that thing. It's not even the Godzilla look where you try and go straight into the green one or go on full-on kaiju or something like that. So either way, it's a little bit of a sorry state of affairs for the Lord of Terror here, as we now see the first Protector starting to make his way towards the top and trying to make a bit of a play here. So they're already starting to jump in and take down, well, first of all, the Fountain. That's the important part here. They're not quite there yet. Actually, they're trying to make the play for Sky, but a helping hand is being thrown out. And Alarak gets taken down in the middle of the map. As up to the top, we are still asking ourselves, is this actually going to do anything? And as it happens, they can't get the Fountain. They had an experience, not really too bad, but they can't get the Fountain here, and that's definitely a bit of a problem. It's nothing too insane, but with the Protector, you normally want to prepare the next objective by prepping the lane a little bit. And this is something where they've now been falling short slightly. So that's a bit of an issue. Towards the top, there's another quick attack right here. Towards the next camp. It's all about the healing beacon at this point. Item control is everything. And as level 10 is so close now for Go Next, I just don't see any scenario in which Disgusting is gonna really attack this. And they're already falling back, and for good reason. You can't attack against an opponent that has heroic abilities unless you're ganking up on someone. But Blaze was even down at the bottom of the map, which means, of course, that they were also at a numeric disadvantage, which just added insult to injury right there. And, well, let's see. Honestly, no matter what happens, I just want for game number 2 Falstad to be drafted here. Then again, to be fair, it could of course have been that Falstad actually got banned here. Oh, hold your horses for just a second. Looks like first of all we have Calvin taken out, and down goes Junkrat. They're making the play for Fury, and all of a sudden the blue team is turning up the heat here. That's going to be a kill against Garrosh, and over to the right side. Can they pick up another one? I don't really think so. It's the Ice Cream that tries to get at least a counter kill, but even that isn't happening. But all of a sudden the blue team is playing a bit more aggressive, and it suits them well. 4 kills against 4 now. And with that, they have the chance to invade the opponent's camp, maybe even get another kill, and indeed they do. They're getting 2. They're killing everybody. They're just absolutely wrecking them here. Malfurion and Leoric both down, the items taken away. All of a sudden, Disgusting is looking disgustingly good. Coming back to that Falstad move, as I mentioned in one of the previous matches, some people are continuously still asking what's going on with the draft, why those are not included in the videos. And I can assure you, every single time that we are commentating something live, I include the draft in the video. Every single time that you see a draft in the video, you know that I commentated the game live. But since there's oftentimes games that are played at the exact same time, sometimes there's tournaments that take place at the same time, or in this case, I'm not actually at home when the tournaments take place, again, wedding over the weekend, then sometimes I have to commentate those games via replays, and unfortunately the draft information or the draft process is not included in the replay file. So that's the main reason why sometimes you don't see a draft. So pretty much every single time you don't see a draft, it's an extra service where I want to make sure that you don't miss any of the other tournaments that have been played out. But as this is the case, 6 kills against 5 puts it into a pretty even game. I mean, we've seen some incredibly dominant performances now, especially by the Kaiko combo, for example, the French team that has absolutely dominated not only the qualifiers for the Crucible tournament, but also the Crucible tournament in and of itself. And in this case, I kind of expected Go Next to really come in swinging after they made it pretty much into the winner bracket semi-final and then got dropped and now have to fight for another chance to make it into Division S Season 2. But, I mean, at the start it really looked like they would be the ones to gain the momentum here, but all of a sudden Disgusting turned it around. And with level 13 talents on both sides, this is an even battle for Protector number 2 now. So both teams are starting to make their play towards the top side. So Ice Cream stunned into a wall, gets bullied around, and that's a kill and a reset. Lightning Breath for Diablo. I kind of don't know why that doesn't actually activate the oil spill yet. This is a little bit weird, don't you think? I mean, there is a Lightning Breath that comes out. That's definitely a fiery situation. And that oil spill just doesn't care. Blaze apparently has some special oil. Maybe it's diesel, I don't know. But whatever it is, it only reacts to his own flamethrower, and I don't know, but if I'm Diablo, then I feel a little bit useless in that case. I wouldn't be okay with that. I mean, literally half your talents are called flame something, so I don't know. That just feels weird. But just look at the blue team. Disgusting is wrecking them. 8 kills against 5. Dibbles on the point. There's obviously another chance for the red team to turn this around, but the lead on objective number 2 definitely goes to the blue team. Disgusting is in a really good spot now. Kelvin comes in again. Diablo makes the move, but they can't set up the combo for Liming. And they're alright, no cooldown on Blaze, but he has the jet propulsion and he uses it. Riptide doesn't do anything, and so Ice Scream falls. Down goes Leo, trade value activated as Leorki dies again. And now in a 5 versus 4 setup, there's a chance for the blue team to finally grab this one. They are already on 84%. The attacks keep coming. Garrosh already moved down to the bottom of the map, and it could be another kill against Alarak, and indeed, there we go. Counter-Strike didn't do anything, and Alarak gets wrecked by Greymane a second later, and there is the Protector in the hands of the blue team. Good chance for them to make something happen. This, on the other hand, hurts a little bit, because the next objective is going to be at the bottom of the map. And while we are seeing the blue team going for the fort, one of the traditional rotations would be a rotation down to the bottom of the map, because that's where the third objective spawns, and the thought process, as I explained earlier, is usually that you attempt to get value on the next objective. Like you're trying to prepare for that. Ooh, that's a problem, honestly. Oh, Garrosh with a save. Kelvin would have had to drop his item here too. I think this is a bit of a mistake, honestly. Moving with the level 16 talent advantage and everything they have into the middle and go for the fort here, that doesn't do anything for them. It's really the bot lane that you're more so worried about, and now they're also losing Greymane. That attack in the middle didn't do anything. Now, we still have Blaze getting some bot lane value, so that's at least something. He's currently trying to take the fountain down, and he will be able to do that, but they're losing a lot of ground here. Dibbles loses the souls, and this entire push in the mid lane was not really worth it for them. Now, as I mentioned, at least they got the fountain at the bottom of the map, but now you know you're in trouble. Here comes the bunker, and they are going to try and, well, they don't have the entomb ready. If they can just get him into the range of Garrosh, and they have the chance for a kill, and they get it. 16 versus 16. So now we have 10 kills against 8, but Go Next has now shown their teeth and signaled that they are not willing to give this up by any means. Just a quick look at the stacks on Alarak. He's currently sitting on 19 stacks on his level 4, as you can tell. Greymane with the Wizened Duelist is currently sitting at 9 stacks himself. But on the damage side, Alarak is sitting at 20,000, but you look over to Leo and he's at 36. He died 4 times, but the drain and all those swings did solid work from his perspective. 26,000 for Junkrat, also not too shabby, but it's still identical levels, identical experience that we see between the two. The only hero in the entire game that hasn't died yet, by the way, is Liming. She's the only one. Of course, wants the nano boost in the next fight again from Ana to boost damage output even a little bit more. But let's see what we're gonna get with that. For the time being, here comes the attack and the kill. Yeah, well done. Birch even with the Lightning Fury here, I don't really think that was needed. Obviously with domination on level 16, Dibbles now has an easy time at trying to get some one-shot potential out there with the reset on the overpower. And that's one of the things that made it really difficult here for Garrosh to make any move. And here he comes again. One push, the second one, and unfortunately for them, they screwed this up a little bit. Yeah, the ult on the side of Liming was supposed to push Malfurion deeper into the blue team, and that move failed, so they couldn't get the follow-up kill against the support on the side of Go Next. But at least they were able to pick up the fort, and that's obviously important too. And the item control is again focused on, and now with 2 turrets already in their hands, they're looking quite solid here. We're looking towards the top side. It's also 2 minutes until we have this one back to business. There's still items also for Go Next. So despite the fact that we now have a pretty solid advantage in kills for the blue team, when it comes to items, Go Next is still in a position where they can, through those items that they got earlier, focus on the battle around objective number 3 at the bottom of the map. So that's definitely still a thing. But at this point, it's more so a question of what's going to happen around the top camp if it spawns again before that's the case. And level 20, of course. Storm Tunnels. Always important as it goes to objective number 3. But at the bottom, we are already seeing everybody just like gather up, waiting for Leo to get some extra experience. And it's all about this. Who is going to get Storm Talents? Is anybody gonna get Storm Talons around the objective? And they're starting to move straight in for the fort again. The go next is in a pretty disgusting spot here now. But they're trying to get the kill, and there's the bunker. That was a clutch one though. Riptire comes out, everybody's low, items get dropped on both sides. They pretty much have nothing left here. And here comes Leo. Here comes Leo, and that should be the end of Ana. But the Lightning Breath is already true. Malfurion is low, Malfurion is down. The problem is that with Leo dying, there might still be a chance to get the kill against Greymane. And as it turns out, that's not what's happening here. Instead, Li Ming says, oh yeah, baby, it's reset time. Comes through with another kill against Junkrat. 14 kills against 8, and they're closing in on level 20. Disgusting is putting themselves in a spot where they are all of a sudden threatening to take game number 1 off Go next. And that is definitely not what the red team had in mind, especially since they already made it into the winner bracket semifinal. They had a chance in that best of 3 back then to qualify for the second season of Division S. And now that they're starting to fall behind in the first game of the best of 3 series here in the losers bracket, there's probably quite a little bit of anxiety on the red team side. Half a level away from 20. Leo is the one who is trying to get the experience for them. But with that level 20, we have also the fortified bunker now. And in this case, the Hunter's blunderbuss again. And this is going to be a badass protector. Now, this one doesn't necessarily end the game, but it's definitely going to hurt a lot. Level 20 abilities are already on both sides, so that gives us Buried Alive. And obviously, this is a massive game changer. Buried Alive is just an insane tool in the toolbox. So that's something that they can use right now. But with a kill or two, this might still be the end. And they're trying to burn it down quickly. Leo is back. Everybody is gathering around the bot. And Junkrat is just poking. Oh, early Hellgate use here from Verge, so he had to jump out from this one. Doesn't have the mobility around level 20 any longer, but just look how quickly that keep falls. Holy shit. No chance for that. But they're still threatening everybody with Leoric here. The keep isn't down yet. They're burning this protector down pretty quickly. Now, the keep is going to fall, don't get me wrong, but it's mostly the question of can you end the game here or not. Oh, the kill against Garrosh! The reset attempt as they're looking for the second. Sir Ice Cream is low, and Sir Ice Cream gets away. Gets the entomb out. Bye-bye, Li Ming. They're definitely done with Li Ming. She's been a... That's the item on the ground, and Ana gets away. Yeah, Li Ming has been a huge problem here. And so Ice Cream comes in again, probably going to try and supply a few more slows, especially of course against Greymane. Junkrat comes in with a couple of grenades. There's also a bit of body block attempts. Another hit, another slow. Sartre's trying to get out, drops the fortified bunker again, but that just gives the opponent time to pretty much surround him here. And Leo is looking for a kill against Ana and just barely doesn't get it because Diablo is present. There's the kill against Leo. He's going to be back soon again. The boy has the trade for a reason. And Blaze died as well. So that's definitely a positive trade for Go next. Yeah, 16 kills against 6. And the bot keep is down. But there's no damage on the core. It's kind of win, honestly, for Go next. They made it to 20. They're still behind on the structural level. That's 100% true. I mean, just look over to the blue team. Disgusting is holding on to every single fort on the map. Whereas Go Next has not only lost their forts, but they lost the bottom keep, so they are far, far behind here from a structural perspective. But they're still in the race. 46,000 damage on Leoric, still top damage here. Junkrat behind, but not by much. 69,000 from Li Ming. And this is one of the reasons why Saiski was actually focusing with his Buried Alive on Li Ming. They need to take Li Ming down early on in those fights, because she's just absolutely murdering them. Those resets and the kills that we get against the squishies, especially Junkrat and Malfurion, they hurt. They hurt a lot. Stacks on Alarak is by now at 37. So as the game continues and progresses, he is definitely increasing his damage output by quite a bit. There's a lot of plays that can be made now with level 20, of course, too. Has the hasty bargain here as the Storm talent. But yeah, shit is getting real. This is only game number 1 in the best of 3 series, but we're already at a point where you can tell that everything is on the line right now. So at this point, Leo again down at the bottom of the map. So Ice Cream trying to make sure that those catapults are not going to hurt him in the long run. 19 minutes in, you can't let those go onto the core. And of course you have to also defend the rest of your lanes, because, I mean, let's just face facts here. If the blue team gets another keep destroyed, then on the next objective, you are in deep shit. So the next objective is going to spawn mid-side again, and as I said, I've pretty much never or rarely seen a Protector go... I don't think I've ever seen Protector number 5 in a competitive game. I honestly don't think that has ever happened in a competitive setup. Because Protector number 4 is already so incredibly powerful that Protector number 5 is usually not needed. I think I've actually seen it taken once. I think I've seen Protector number 5 taken once, but it didn't make a difference because the opponent's team just used that opportunity to backdoor. So I've never seen one in action, but I think it was claimed once. Well, but as it stands, the fourth one is usually so strong that you don't even need to. So Ice Cream might actually go down here. Yep, and does. Greymane with a kill, and oh boy, that is gonna hurt. Look at Diablo. They came from behind. Yes, they definitely did. But Greymane is down. Greymane is down, and Diablo is in trouble as well, as Allura comes in and drops his souls, takes him down. And with Ice Cream still slowing them here, thanks to the Ghost Form. Yeah, gets even thrown forward right now. But they're not getting the additional kill. But it's 4 versus 4 all of a sudden, and Leo is obviously per definition back a lot faster than his counterpart. So all of a sudden, 17 against 12 kills, 22 versus 22, 21 minutes into the game. And again, this one would hurt. And Leo is back. Thank you for prepping the camp for us, but we're going to take over from now. But Leo's back, Diablo's back too. The problem is that he doesn't have a Lenny Soul, so that means that his hit point pool is laughable. Down goes Blaze. That's a staggered death just before we have Greymane back to business. And guys, they are just falling apart here a little bit. 36 points on the checkpoint. There's 2 items in their hands now. Do they have more? Doesn't really seem that way. I mean, Leo doesn't have one either, so with 2 turrets, you at least have one advantage. But now they have to wait for Blaze. Greymane is back, but with the staggered deaths, what can you actually do? And if you have to accept this one, you know you are in a lot of trouble. Now they're trying to make the play for the additional healing beacon. That would drop the 3rd item into the hands of Go Next. But they are actually starting to go straight over towards the top. And oh my god, I mean, Go Next is absolutely on fire. This is disgusting. Well, it's Go Next, but yeah. And there it is. Protector's in, and it's time to shine. Sky is already on the move. Has to keep in mind later that he actually still has 1 turret down at the bottom of the map. There we have our little setup against the fort. This one should fall too. And they're going straight in through the middle. Yep. And let's see how much they can get with this. 22 minutes Protector. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. Now Alarak is starting to move in. Alarak is currently sitting at 41 stacks on his level 4. So solid numbers for sure. They're rotating down to the bottom of the map, and the damage output is obviously there too. Alarak by now is the top damage on his team. And they're burning down the Protector actually a little bit quicker than I expected them to. We might go for objective number 5 after all, but the keep is definitely going to go down. There's no way of holding this one. Well, that could be a kill. Oh, they go for Alarak, but not so fast. In comes the bird alive. The bunker prevents the worst, at least for now, but there's their taunt attempt. And they're making the play for Blaze. Leo's still there, the keep is down, but they're looking for an opening to maybe even get a kill. Bot lane, both sides have now lost the keep, and they are just moving away from this. Guys, we are actually going for objective number 5, aren't we? 17 against 13 kills, 23 minutes into this game. Still a slight item advantage, thanks to Fury and the turret, and they're making the play over here. Blaze! Oh shit. Blaze down, misses the jet propulsion, and gets immediately punished for it. Immediately. Well, Lavakal is already on the run, and they didn't like the Blaze move either. They're just sitting there. Guys, this is disgusting. Can we go next, please? 17 kills against 14. They have the advantage. They have the 5 versus 4 and they're going for it. They're trying to drop the core right here. If they get another kill, for example, then it's definitely over. And Leo has the buried alive back. So if he just gets one chance, one opening, they can go straight in and can take it down right there. Alright, let's go. Oh, the taunt! And the kill against Diablo. And this time he's down for the count. Itrex, on the other hand, he's also eliminated. That's the end of Greymane. And that is how you execute a comeback. The 6.5 out of 10 moment for Go Next. Here we go. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 1. The lead goes to the red team as they are going for the core, dropping it easy peasy. Alarak is ending it with 43 stacks on the level 4 and 71,000 damage, leaving Ming ahead in both categories. But still, with the 3 heroes that they have, they should be able to end this one, even with Leo dying. And indeed they do. That's the lead for Go Next in this best of 3 series that will decide another team that makes it to Division S Season 2. GG, and well played by Go Next. Game number 2! Go Next made it happen, everyone. When Infernal Shrines and Go Next is in the lead, they were actually able to pull it off on the first map. They were far behind. Disgusting was disgustingly ahead, but Go Next was able to turn it around, have the 6.5 out of 10 moment there, and won the game. So now heading into the second map of the best of 3, we have on the left side Lavakal on Junkrat, Birch and Anubarak this time. Bitrux on Chromie, Sartors on Mal'Ganis, and Rutek on Ana. Interesting setup, Anubarak Mal'Ganis. Okay. To the right side, Jaina, played by Kelvin, Ultralisk on Sergeant Hammer, the Germans. Sky on Malfurion, Fury on Johanna, and Sir Ice Cream on Thrall. The Germans and the Panzers. Always a problem. Can't give them those. Hazops has proven that case already multiple times in Division S and even HGC, so you gotta be careful with that. But it's still interesting to me to see Anubarak as the side laner. That's always a little bit weird, to be honest. I mean, traditionally with Anubarak, it's the idea that you really dive in deep for a kill and you set something up in the opponent's backline for your team. But here we don't have that. So Ice Cream is having actually an easy time stacking at the top a little bit for his Echo of Elements. Since Mal'Ganis was a little bit late. And Mal'Ganis is the side layer. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense here. But I would still that Anubarak pick is a little bit weird to me in this case. Like normally when you see Anubarak, the idea behind it is a little bit different. And I guess you can drop in the burst damage with Chromie to an extent, especially throughout the Dragon Eye, with a nano boost to Ana later on, but generally speaking, I honestly would have expected a more beefy hero given their backline on this map. And I guess Anubarak can dive onto Sergeant Hammer a little bit, but I don't really think that Ultralis is going to be too impressed by this. I mean, he's going to have siege tactics later on level 4, and when Anubarak, or if Anubarak actually misses the stun, then you know that he is in a lot of trouble too. So yeah, that would be a little bit weird. But again, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We have Hold Your Ground on Johanna on level 1. It's just a bit of camp control you see from the two teams. Lauba's fan club was one of the teams that has actually very impressively shown how important the camp control is, not only to create a little bit more pressure, but also to get heavily ahead in experience. I think you're seeing a similar approach now from the blue team, focusing onto their camps pretty quickly in the game. There's a lot of stuns on CC out. You need to, of course, be careful of Chromie in particular. But I wouldn't say that the red team has a lot of good control over the objective. I mean, you have a lot of burst damage and AoE damage with Jaina. On top of that, you have Hammer, and once level 7 talents are ready with the hovering siege mode, you're in a great position to use that. And on top of that, you got Malfurion to control those entrance points a little bit better through roots. Plus, of course, Thrall. It's really not a bad setup. I mean, quite the opposite. It's actually quite powerful. So I want to see how much they get out of this. There's a lot of heroes in that mix that are excellent on Infernal Shrines. I mean, Johanna is one of the most sought out tanks on this map, oftentimes banned too. Then we have Sergeant Hammer with good positioning, can be incredibly obnoxious here. Plus also the Jaina pick. it will be an interesting setup for the objective, 100%. And, well, the objective is exactly what we're focusing right now. Already, we're having Jojo sitting at the front here with a hold your ground page choice on level 1, heavily based, of course, around the shield. Nubara comes in from behind. That's a great setup, though. That was a fantastic flank. Holy shit. That couldn't have gotten any better for them. Both of the squishies actually got hit by Birch here. And holy moly, what a setup. Yeah, that should not have happened. That was definitely a positional mistake on the side of Go Next. They did not see this one coming. That one hurt a lot. I mean, he comes in from the side and connects with both of the squishies, and they immediately follow up, and Johanna just sits there and says like, hey guys, I can't do jack shit. That was great. So now we have top lane pressure, thanks to the ice cream, but the Frozen Punisher is now in the hands of Disgusting. And for good reason. I mean, after that double kill, they definitely deserve it. And game number 2 pretty much starts the exact same way that we saw game 1 start, with the lead for the blue team. And some very impressive plays there. So now the chance to first of all bait the Punisher over, of course. And thanks to Sergeant Hammer and others, it gets burned down super quickly. Holy hell. They didn't even get the wall. And Thrall just soloed Chromie. The fuck? What's happening here? Guys, they didn't even get the gate. That Punisher did nothing. Nada. Niente. Nix. Gar nix. And Thrall got the solo kill topside. I mean, are you kidding me? There's a root on the ground against Mal'Ganis. I doubt they can get a kill, but, well, take a few hit points off that bad boy and you're good to go. They're even starting to invade the camp over here, and as you can tell, this one is not working out for them all that well either. Nice control over the cast run though, so that's good. That buys a little bit more time for Chromie to come through. That's exactly what we're currently seeing there. And in we go. Lead now for the red team, and Thrall still sitting topside. So Ice Cream have an easy time on that lane. And Mal'Ganis is the one who now has to rotate over to ensure that they are not losing out on any experience yet. Experience globe still on the map. Gate at the bottom is already getting destroyed, and Sergeant Hammer is a big part of that. Okay. Top lane, still the little attack here against the Ice Cream. Ah, but still enough time to drop the spray. It is spray time, baby. Alright. Another camp taken, and, well, what can I say? As Junkrat is still enjoying himself a little bit here with the shits and giggles, we have Go Next starting to take a lead. They have level 10 abilities a little bit quicker. That should actually give us, yeah, Ring of Frost, Blessed Shield. What about Thrall? Are we going to try and flank with Sundering, or are we going to see Earthquake being used once that the engage actually happens and we're seeing someone like a Nubarak dive in deep? Both are definitely possible here. It demands a bit of a different playstyle in the team fights, but you can definitely make the argument for both cases. These days we see a little bit more Earthquake, and this is no exception, but you can still play the Thundering style as well if you really want to. So at this point, we still have our little attack towards the noob who stuns out Jaina before Kelvin can get too cheeky here. But it's soon going to head into another objective, and this time we're talking about the bottom of the map. That's 2 kills against 1, and there's a good poke coming from Chromie, but I gotta say, the last few moves were definitely a bit advantageous for the red team. Go Next was taking a few of the walls down, and I gotta come back to the point earlier. There was just nothing done with that Punisher. I gotta admit, it's obviously tough. I mean, you have the burst damage from Jaina that's there, you have also Johanna to zone them out, then there is Sergeant Hammer, always good at defending these things. But it was still pretty impressive to see that not even the gate was touched. Now, with that said, there is still a slight advantage in experience for the red team. I'm just wondering if they can maybe even carry this to level 13 during the objective. Most likely not, it depends a little bit on how the fight goes, but Thrall is still sitting at the top, trying to get some extra experience for the team, and they have level 12. That gives them a slight stat advantage over Disgusting. But, yeah. Who, by the way, missed again to pick false set here. No Disgusting Gust from the blue team. Missed opportunity. Well, Hammer again, sitting in a decent spot here. Alright, there comes the Cocoon against Malfurion. And they're burning it down quickly. The Blessed Shield is already out. And the Nubarak is dead. Well, at least Blizzard fixed one bot. So that one's down. 2 kills against 2. And yeah, the blue team is still heavily ahead when we're looking at the stacks. And Chromie is trying to get more by poking from the outside. But still, red team is catching up quickly. Junkrat is now dropping a couple of grenades there too. But with all the zoning that we're currently seeing, there's little that they can actually do with this now. 30 against 28, 30 against 32, and it seems like Go Next is gonna grab this one. Yeah, that's theirs for sure. And talking about theirs, they're also getting the top 4, aren't they? Ah, well, maybe Meganis is able to save it. It's close. Yeah, and I guess he can save it for now. The problem is that in the long run, that's not really going to help them. That fort is so low, it's definitely going to fall. Thrall is in the meantime sitting in the middle. Chromie is actually down. He gets Chromie, but he dies too. Both of the ragdolls get thrown around here as the bottom fort is also taken down. And the rest of the team is moving over to maybe even steal the camp away or simply go through the wall here. Both of them absolutely viable. And thanks to them pushing this one pretty hard and opening the wall up, they can take the fountain down, maybe even the fort. And once that they go topside, it means that there's no outer layer of defense any longer for Disgusting. So big problem. Huge problem, actually. So this is a really, really good situation for Go Next. Because right now, what they're effectively doing is make it nearly impossible to pre-tap for Disgusting. Oh, what a blessed shield. Nice. That one was actually really good. It was a good use. Yeah, Fury uses a Blessed Shield, stops the chase, and makes sure that they have no chance of taking any kills here. That was an important one, because they needed to shut this down. And Thrall, still pushing the top lane, is making sure that this one is likely going to fall now. But they're rotating towards the bottom to see if they can maybe pull something off here. Okay, Blizzard comes through. They want to try and save the fountain, and they're actually able to. Well, for at least for a few seconds, and then Chromie is going to take this one down. Yep, there we go. Chromie just a little bit too strong on that end. But the fort is lost at the top. That's where Thrall was just busy the entire time. And Thrall had an easy time at that too, because nobody really paid attention to him. Now with 3 kills against 3, you have slight advantages. That one is actually something I would still like them to take down, but look at him! Yeah, there we go. Archie the Archer is trying to take it down. The hero minion is on the case. I'm gonna do it, boys. I'm gonna take that fountain down. And if it's the last thing that I'll ever do. And as it turns out, it is. So, yep, that one is dead. So is the fort, by the way, in the middle. So all the outer layers of defense are gone. That one was still taken. That was clutch timing. Clutch timing to grab the cam. That's Chromie with the ult. Thrall already with his Earthquake, and they're starting to make the play there. Oh, nice BFG. Really good one. All of the damage dealers in the back line are in trouble, but so is Fury. He actually gets pushed. Ganis gets pushed away before he gets to Johanna by Sergeant Hammer, but Thrall is still dead. They're starting to lose some heroes again, but it's half a level until level 16, and they still control the maps through the catapults that are spawning on every single lane. So that's good for them. Fury needs to be a bit careful. I mean, he's low. But just look at the attack topside. With the Nubarak, the cool thing is that if you're alone on the lane, you can always easily push because you have beetles spawning. The problem is they can't really keep this up for too long. And I'm actually a little bit shocked that they think they can get away with this. Because what is the red team doing? I mean, obviously, they're just going to the bottom of the map and they're just saying like, well, if you want to have our fort, be our guest, we're going to take a fucking keep. And that keep is going to take some damage. They broke through the wall, but top fort is still taken down, and the fountain is also eliminated. Actually worked out better for the blue team than I thought it would. I personally expected Go Next to push this a little bit harder, but they have level 16. Problem is that Disgusting is going to pick the talent up too. But yeah, it's all about the top now. And they're trying to get the objective again. Well, the objective, aka mercenary camp. But then the objective itself is going to be the big one, because if you lose that now, as a blue team, then you're going to lose your key. Pretty much guaranteed. If you lose the objective now, your keep is most likely gone. Jojo already starting to jump in, but the position at the top has been taken. So Ice Stream on Thrall. Green Jesus is doing his thing at this point. Down here, Chromie is still poking in everywhere the traps. It's a trap! 18,000 damage from Thrall, by the way. He's top damage right now, but Chromie is a bit ahead of him on the other side. Oh, Mechanics, and he's getting wrecked. No Carrion Swarm for you, baby. Malfurion made that impossible. Drops the silence, and that was perfect. Then again, the Ring of Fail didn't connect with anybody here, but at least the BFG did. And now they're pushing them back from the point, which means that this is another objective in the hands of Go Next. That's one of the problems when you're trying to time your heroic ability on the last moment. Then someone like Malfurion comes around, drops a quick silence on you, and you're just getting absolutely murdered. So, yep. That's what we are seeing right there. Thrall gets attacked. Tire. Not really getting enough value for them here. And Junkrat is moving down to the bottom of the map, and so he should, because their keep is wide open. So he needs to deal with this. But that top lane push is now dangerous. An Arcane Punisher at the top lane, and they can go for the first keep of the game. That's a problem. That's a huge one. So let's see if they can make that happen. It's 4 kills against 4. It's honestly a close series. I mean, just keep in mind how the first one ended. It could have been either one's game. The problem is if Go Next wins this one too, then they qualify for Division S for the second season. And Disgusting, they've actually made a pretty good statement why they should be considered for Division S as well. But it seems like in the late game situations, the shot calling is maybe not quite on par with the opponent, lacking a bit of experience here maybe. Maybe a little bit too nervous. Either way, right now they're starting to fall behind a bit again. And with them baiting the Punisher into the middle, they do everything that they need to do, all the right moves, and it actually helps them to save, at least for now, the keep. Or do they? I mean, that Arcane Sentry couldn't have spawned at a better position, to be honest. Gets a lot of damage onto the keep. And it's nearly down. But Go Next retreats before they are making any moves here. They don't want to overstay their welcome and then maybe lose heroes on the way back. With level 60 we also have Giant Killer now. Plus also Alpha Wolf, so especially the front line is now endangered from Disgusting. That's a lot of damage. I mean, if you go Frost Wolf Pack on level 4 and then Alpha Wolf on level 16, that's a clear focus that you have on your opponent's tanks. Together with the Ancestral Wrath, which is still an insane talent on level 7. For Thrall, it's a really, really good setup we can use with this. So now, another camp about to be taken. The big problem is at level 20 though. Yeah, that will be a huge issue. Chromie, by the way, without timeout. Chromie went into the Gnome speed ahead, putting all of the rumors to rest that Gnomie is actually a dragon. Gnomie is a gnome. That's just a thing. It's a fake dragon. Ah, that's connecting a little bit better, but Kelvin is down, but so is the bad boy. Who are you?
I'm Batman.
Well, he was Batman. Honestly, in this game, it turns out that he's actually more like Robin. Ana is down 2, Thrall comes in with a Wind Fury, tries to get the kill, and the bounce doesn't do enough. But they go for the Chrome Star, at least they try to, but Fury doesn't have the Blessed Shield anymore. But as it turns out, Chromie is still in range of his Conviction, and that's all that he needs to pull. Oh, his Condemn, sorry. That's all that he actually needs to do here. Alright, mid lane getting heavily attacked, but of course the first goal is to get the top keep. And with 3 heroes down, I wouldn't be shocked if they're trying to make the play for game now. Because at this point, they're so far ahead. But it's 9 seconds plus 15. I guess we're going to see them rotate back into the middle to try and get the second keep here. Anything you can do to take your opponent's structures down is a win here. But they decide to make a different play. Instead, they steal the opponent's camps away. Don't give them a chance to get experience there through the camp directly. And of course, create even more pressure on the lanes themselves. Having a little bit of damage output. Look, 26,000 for Sergeant Hammer, 28,000 for Thrall. Chromium 40k, but it doesn't help if you can't get the kills. And now the objective is spawning at the bottom of the map. And remember, this is the lane where they lost the entire wall already and where the keep has also taken some damage. And it's also the lane that is the farthest away from the top lane. Duh, thank you, Captain Obvious. But that matters because this is the lane where the keep was lost. So now there will be continuous catapults. The longer this fight at the bottom of the map now lasts, the better for the red team. They also have a level 20 advantage that is not likely to be equalized by Disgusting anytime soon, since they are still lacking half a level of experience. So this is an incredible situation for Go Next. it's fantastic. It's really, really powerful. It's a great lane to grab another Punisher for them. They have massive pressure to the top. Of course, Thrall also timed the camp here a little bit late. So now they go, oh my god, they go for Mal'Ganis and he dies again. Got reset, got actually interrupted on the ult that he channeled there. They're making the play for Nubarak and the BFG just takes him down. They're trying to make the play for Chromia, and guys, this is just an absolute unmitigated disaster now for Disgusting. Thrall survives, so does Johanna. Everybody is still alive and kicking, and they're making their way over towards the core right now. Hammer is actually also called over, since Hammer was still positioned around the objective, trying to get the Punisher here. But they're just making the play for the core. And why wouldn't they? Look at that top lane. That pressure here is already gonna mount up with the double catapult that comes in. Even if Fury dies, they have everything that they need here, but they get the kill against Ana now too. And Hammer is on the case. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. 5-man wipe as Junkrat goes down as well, and we have Gonex victorious in the best of 3 series, and with a 2-0 victory over Disgusting, they qualify for Division S Season 2. Congratulations, GG, and well played. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.